Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Zesty or Testy podcast.
¿Qué pasó?
I am your host, Testy McNasty. With me, as always, is Zesty Tito de la Pinga. We like to start this podcast off with a toast.
I always say, ¿Qué pasó?
You said it early. You already said it.
Oh, okay.
No, you said it twice.
Take one back.
We always start this podcast off with a toast. Whenever you're hanging out with your Mexican friends, always use the word mucho. It means a lot to them.
Oh, dude. Fuck, I want to kick your ass right now. But I really liked it. I liked it mucho, I guess you could say that.
Do you know what today is?
Today is the International Day of the Atomic Ant.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Nah, it's a made-up holiday
Oh,
that I made
okay.
up because Mexicans celebrate everything. And I'm like, what do they not celebrate? And somebody said, today there's nothing. I said, the International Day of the Atomic Ant. So, I have an ant who's pretty atomic. Oh, wait, maybe toxic.
Today is June 9th.
Yes.
That means it's a 69th day.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Where every relationship can celebrate today by eating in instead of eating out.
That's what she said.
What she said.
69. Wow, man. I never knew that. But, okay.
It's
Good for you.
6'9".
It's 6'9" today. 6'9", folks. And by the way, happy birthday to a buddy of mine.
He was
Today.
born on 6'9"?
No, he's 6'4", but celebrate 6'9", buddy. That's what I say. I'm not going to say who you are, just so in case you do decide to, celebrate 6'9". But I will say that now that your kids are going off to college, I think he said it's back to Naked Taco Tuesday or something like that. That's what he's going to start celebrating. Or Naked Tuesdays or some shit like that. That's what he's looking forward to. Of course, his wife says there's never been a Naked Tuesday, but he seems to think so. Anyway, so what else is going on, man? How
That
are
was
you?
a weird-ass story.
Well, we were having a conversation amongst friends, and we told him, what are you looking forward to now that you guys are going to have a...
Being
both
naked
you-
on Tuesdays.
And he said, dude, Naked Tuesdays.
Bro,
And his wife turns around and she's like, we've never had Naked Tuesdays.
you do now.
But, hey, it's not too late to start, right?
So, here on the Zesty or Testy podcast, we always talk about the Holy Roman Empire. That's what our whole podcast
Yes.
is all about.
Exactly, the Holy Roman Empire. And with that...
I would like to talk about my favorite Roman knight.
Wait. Did you see last week's podcast? Did you see all those cool things I added on there?
Yeah, I did. You did like a really good job.
welcome.
You
You're
didn't
welcome.
put the video of the dude eating the live octopus,
That's what I was missing.
That's what you were missing.
Yes.
but you put the word Loreto Chapel because I couldn't pronounce it. I kept saying Chapo, and then you put pictures of the staircase,
I did.
and then you put some other pictures.
Yes.
But the one thing where I said you're gonna put a video right here, you just ignore me because it's all right. It's just been. Who gives a fuck?
But did you see how cool it ended with the end?
Yes, it made me think of Casablanca.
That's what I wanted. That's what I was going for, dude. A nice little classic ending. I was thinking more along the lines of Tom and Jerry at the end. But, you know, something like that. But instead, Casablanca's good enough. So,
Yeah.
Gone with the Wind, whatever. One of those.
Whatever, one of those classics.
Anyway, go on. Holy Roman Empire.
I would like to talk about my favorite Roman knight, Gotz the Iron Hand, who had his arm blown off by a cannon in the middle of a battle. And he went to a blacksmith and got a iron hand made that had articulated fingers so he could still grip a sword and go back into the battle, but could also had such fine motor skills that he could grip a quill pen because he wrote poetry. Because he was a warrior poet. Because a society that separates its scholars from its warriors will always have its thinking done by cowards and its fighting done by fools.
Nothing says romanticism like, you know, a
Getting your arm
murderer,
blowed off?
a killer.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
What's your favorite part about the Holy Roman Empire?
That it's holy and it's Roman and it's an
It's an
empire.
Bro.
Yeah.
You sound like a kid that didn't do his book report.
I didn't. Half the time I bullshit through them. I did good, you know. So no, I couldn't tell you. I couldn't tell you, dude. I couldn't tell you jack squat about the Holy Roman Empire.
For real?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, is there anything else you want to talk about? No. That's it?
Bro, so listen.
You were going
listen.
to talk about the Holy Roman Empire and...
Have you ever noticed, like, after I do the toast, I kind of, like, say some weird off-the-wall thing?
Yeah.
Do you know why?
Why?
Look at these motherfuckers. These motherfuckers are not loyal. Have you ever looked at the statistics on our videos?
Mm-mm.
So fucking on our worst videos, the videos that get like 16 views, 99% of the viewers turn off after the first minute. On our best videos, the one that got like 300, where we interviewed the January 6er, 99% of the viewers turn off after 3 minutes. So I'm just trying to get these motherfuckers engaged. Say something
So
weird.
you don't like us? Is that what you're saying? Is that what this is?
No, they just think we're boring. So I'm just trying to get these motherfuckers engaged so they don't turn off after the first
And
minute.
the Holy Roman Empire is going to keep them on.
I don't fucking see you fucking coming up. You told a story about Naked Tuesday. A fucking long ass story about Naked Tuesday.
Hey, I hear somebody's going to talk about Naked Tuesday. I'm going to stay on to see what they're going to talk about, right?
Okay. So
But hey.
next podcast we're gonna be naked.
Ooh. Shit. Oh,
YouTube's really gonna cancel us now.
We're definitely gonna get canceled, dude. Oh, so much for that. Well, folks, it was a pleasure being on here with you guys. Thank you so much for having joined us for the last year and 2 months, or yeah, because we're getting canceled after next week.
Yeah. Speaking of next week is Father's Day. I would like to take the Father's Day off because
Is it next week or the week after?
the 16th. Today is the 9th. 7 plus 9.
I thought it was the 23rd, dude.
Father's Day is on the 16th.
Oh, shit. Okay. All right.
You're going out of town on the 23rd.
Yeah.
Were you going out of town for Father's Day?
No.
Oh, well
No.
then yeah.
Yeah. No. Okay.
Father's Day's on the 16th. We're going to be off because I'm going to be spending time with my kids. The 23rd, he's going to be out of town, so we're
So
going to
you
be off
fuckers
again.
can have your 2 minutes back because seeing as how you only joined us for 2 minutes.
Exactly. You don't have to waste 2 minutes in the next 2 weeks. But
Yeah,
on the
asshole.
third week after that, please give us 3 minutes of your time.
Or 4.
Or 5. Hopefully, I'm hoping like after the first minute, they're like playing it in the background and cooking or something, and then
Stay
listening to
tuned
us
because
being
on minute
stupid.
37 of today's podcast, we got a lot of good shit happening.
Exactly.
You don't want to miss minute 37.
We're already in minute 7.
Yeah,
We're already
they're going to forward to minute 37, watch it for 2 minutes a minute. Aha, but we got you to actually forward us, and so it shows that you watched it for a while.
Hey!
You see?
Hey!
We're on to something.
Minute 37, folks. You don't want to miss it. It's going to be spectacular. It's going to
Yeah.
blow your mind.
Yeah. People are going to be talking about this shit. We're going viral at minute 37.
Yeah.
But we're not going to tell
Like
you what it is.
COVID.
Yes. That's pretty damn viral.
It's pretty damn viral. Anyway.
Did we congratulate Mexico? Yeah, we already did, right? On their female president?
Oh, I didn't know Mexico had a female president.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wasn't like an hour after she was elected, a female mayor got murdered in Mexico? Yes.
When was this?
The female president that you're congratulating, whatever time she was elected, 1 hour later, a female mayor of some other city in Mexico got
I
murdered.
didn't hear that, man.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Shit, that's new to me.
Yes.
Well, I'm just...
So congratulations. Hope you don't die like the mayor that just died an hour after you were elected.
Yeah, I'm hoping that she's going to do a lot of good for Mexico. Look, I'm all cool for a woman in power, man. She's a smart lady.
That's good.
Very smart lady.
I don't think the government controls Mexico. I think the cartels control Mexico.
Well, you know what? I think that's part of the problem, that the cartels now control Mexico. It used to be that the government controlled the cartels.
Yeah.
The cartels were deadly afraid of what politicians could do to them.
So used to like all the drug dealing and shit happened behind closed doors, and then Fox got elected, and Fox vowed to like fucking clean up Mexico, and like took all the army towards the cartels, and then the cartels, I guess they defeated the army and then just started doing all the shit out in the open. But whatever happened, it was fucking Fox's fault. Fox, your shitty ass fucking Mexican president.
No,
'Cause
we're not talking about
the channel.
The channel.
We're
Fox,
talking about
yeah.
the president.
Yeah. So everybody's like, what? Fox? Now, next thing you know, we're getting a letter because we're getting sued by Fox. Vicente Fox.
Vicente Fox,
Yeah.
That's the motherfucker that tried to clean up Mexico and failed miserably.
You know, I miss the days of, I truly do. I miss the days of,
Going to Mexico and eating.
well, no, of you know, politicians controlling the cartels, you know, because it wasn't that they were controlling them. It was they were getting paid to just kind of stay out of our way, you know? And so the government stayed out of the way of the cartels. The cartels did their own shit, and
Yeah.
there was no killing. There was
no
tourism
killing.
was great. You know,
Everybody was making money because they were making.
politicians were making money.
politicians
Governments were making money.
government was
Cartels
making
were
money, the
making
cartels
money.
were making
Everybody
money.
was
Nobody
making
got
money.
murdered in the
I
street.
wasn't making money. I was spending money, but I was able to spend money in a place that I enjoyed.
Yeah.
And that I could take my kids to. And
Yeah.
regardless of the cartel, I could still feel safe because I knew that they were doing their own shit and they were
Yeah.
allowed to, right?
You paid $2 to do in the parking lot, and he would watch your car. Anytime you parked your shit,
and
you
for
paid
$5,
the
he would watch it and wash it.
watch it and watch it.
Which I never understood how these fuckers could wash a whole freaking dirty car with one bucket of water.
Yeah.
And you would come out and
would
that
sparkle.
and it was sparkling, and that bucket of water was still dirty, and they would offer to wash the next car with that same dirty water. And then you would come out. It's like they would do like 4 or 5 cars with one bucket of dirty water, and the car looked amazing, dude.
Yeah. Yeah.
So kudos to that, and I miss shoe shine.
Yeah.
I used to take back in college, and even after college, I used to take like 2-3 pairs of boots to the shoe shine guy in Nuevo Laredo.
Yeah.
Put them in the bag, just leave them there. I'm like, hey, I'll be back in an hour.
Yeah.
And
They
I would take
sparkle
off,
like
and
your car?
an hour later, I was like, I'm here to pick up my mirrors,
Yeah.
my ropers. Oh, you
were a shit kicker back in the day?
Oh yeah. No, I don't know about that.
No, I used to get my shoe shine, but I would like sit down on the little chair and they put your feet up on the little
Oh yeah, I
holsters,
did too.
Yeah.
I did too, but I would have them shine my boots, and then the other 2-3 pairs I would just drop off, and I'd tell them I'll be back in an
them up
hour,
later,
and
yeah.
go grab something to eat, do something, and then come back later. And my boots are done. And
And all the tourism trade is dead because tourists don't go to Mexico anymore.
no, I agree. I mean, $10, dude, you can get your boots shined, my boots, the extra 2, and the tip included,
Yeah.
dude. Nowadays,
Are you talking about shoes still?
Yeah, that's what she said. I mean, and then for the change, I could also get a. Anyway, so how about that new vehicle? How about that new GMC Hummer?
You're bad at segues.
What?
You're bad at segues.
What? I'm just talking about
You're just talking about a good Hummer.
Yeah, the GMC Hummer. Anyway. No, but yeah, I really do. I agree with you. I miss the days of just being able to do that shit. And then,
Yeah. So you think this female president is actually going to be able to clean up Mexico? Or you just have a hard on because it's a chick?
No. She's a very smart woman, dude. I'm happy that I want to see, what she's going to be able to do. According to her, she's going to follow and continue the legacy of her predecessor, right?
Who was her predecessor?
The guy that's leaving now is Lopez Obrador, and a lot of people had. I mean, he brought back a lot of Mexico's old, what do you call it? A lot of the companies that were once owned by or run by the government, right? That Mexico had lost control.
Oh, he
of. Brought them back, yeah. And so
he took them out of private hands and put them back into. That's not a good thing.
Well, considering how they weren't doing shit for Mexico, now, they're under their control, and they're able to, bring some additional cash back into the government, which there was no. I mean, it seemed. Look, there is cash, man, but a lot of this cash, it seems like it goes into the wrong hands, So I don't know.
Gunmen killed the female mayor of a town in Mexico just hours after the country celebrated the election of Claudia Sheinbaum. Sheinbaum is not a traditionally Mexican name.
What? It's not? No, it's because you're pronouncing it in English. It's Sheinbaum.
That's also not a traditionally Mexican name.
I'm just kidding. She's Jewish, dude. She's
a Mexican Jew.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see.
So we'll see. I mean, I'm interested to see what's going to happen, and
so that's not a good legacy. If the previous president was
yeah, dude, but you have to
taking shit out of the, because that's what they did in Venezuela right before the entire economy crashed and people started eating zoo animals.
He was able to bring back almost like I don't know what it's called, but it's like a social security to people, to elderly, which Mexico didn't have.
Yeah.
And so all these people that were all living in the cusp of poverty during previous presidents had gone into poverty, and this guy, tried helping the elderly and putting in place something like.
So now the elderly are
so-
back on the cusp of poverty instead of in poverty, but the cartels still run
now
the
that
country.
he's taking care of the elderly, it's like you said, we've got to take care of those people that have provided for us. We can't just forget about those folks, right?
Sure.
And so it was nice to see that something like that is happening. It's nice to see that Ferrocarriles Mexicanos, which is the Mexican railroad industry, right? Like you said, it shouldn't be under the government; it should be under the private sector. But the private sector wasn't doing shit for them because they weren't retaining any money, and that's why.
Who wasn't retaining money?
Well, the government wasn't retaining.
Yeah.
And I don't know that I can't say retaining, but look, was money falling into the wrong hands?
Sure. I'm just saying, anytime the government starts seizing privately owned companies,
I agree with you too.
and start, we're doing a good thing because we're getting money now, and we're going to give some to the elderly to
So-
make it look like we're not greedy bureaucrats.
No.
That's always dangerous for an economy.
Well,
Always
but I mean,
dangerous.
you think about the economy they were in, go back 15 years ago, and if you're able to take care of some of the elderly and some folks that are in impoverished, I'm going to say, categories or levels, right?
Uh-huh.
If you can help out a little bit and try to get them out of the hole and pay even their what do you call it? Their minimum wage has gone up in Mexico.
That's
I don't-
also a bad thing.
No, it's not, man. I mean, look, think about it. How much are these people making? Like, somebody was asking in a recent, I was watching that Univision news, right? And they were talking about how much money would you feel you need to really live well? Not above your means, just live well.
Sure.
Pay your rent, pay this.
Yeah.
And some of the dollar amounts, figures, I can't remember what they were in pesos, but I was trying to convert them, right?
Sure.
And we're talking about, $300-400 a month.
Sure.
Right? And so yeah, you try to increase the minimum wage a little bit. It's not going to go up a lot, but for Mexico standards, yeah, it's going to help out some of these folks, right?
Anytime-
Who's going to be paying for this shit? We are here in the U.S.
How are we going to pay for Mexicans minimum
Because
wage?
a lot of our shit is built in Mexico still. A lot of shit.
Thought it was built in China.
Well, yeah, and some of it is, but you think all those. So think about, have you ever gone to a border town and seen trains filled with car chassis?
My mother-in-law lives on the border of Laredo, and trains go by her house both ways.
So you see them filled with the car chassis?
Sure.
And where are they built?
I don't know, but anytime a government raises the minimum wage, it increases the amount of unemployment. Because a guy that could hire 2 people for $7 an hour can now only afford to hire 1 person for $14 an hour.
Well, so here's what's going to happen. When we were paying maybe, whatever it is, GM or Ford or whatever it is they pay for a chassis to be built, right? And they used to pay, I'm just going to throw a number out there, 75 cents an hour to somebody in Mexico. Now they're going to pay $1 an hour,
Sure.
as an example, right? Who's going to pay for that?
I guess GM.
GM is going to have to pony up the money. So, in essence, the American companies, right? Which means
Sure.
that we're going to end up paying a little bit more for this shit, right? But
Yeah.
it's like everybody else, right? Everybody ups their prices. We end up paying for it through taxes.
Yeah.
So it's no different, except we're seeing a country that's right next to us, right? And hopefully, as those salaries go up a little bit, there'll be less of a need for people to feel like they need to come to the U.S., right? I don't know.
Sure. So, taking private companies out of private hands and putting it in the government hands, raising the minimum wage, these are all things that wreck economies. And regardless if we're giving a little bit more to the elderly, if we're giving a little bit more to the car chassis worker, Mexico's problems will never, ever, ever, ever be solved if they
No.
don't do something about the cartels.
Correct.
The cartels is the only problem Mexico has.
If
you could get rid of the cartels,
yeah.
then the
But you're not going to
tourist
get rid
trade.
of that because as long as we have a need for those drugs here in the U.S., which and I'm going to say it shouldn't be called a need,
Yeah.
but the truth is, it's like the biggest consumer of these drugs that
It's
are
the
being
United
trafficked.
States.
It's the United States, right?
If we legalize marijuana, 50% of the cartel's profits disappears instantly.
Yeah, but it's like everything else, right? You always want what you can't have. So you legalize marijuana now. Crack, crank, cocaine,
there's
all
a
that
big
shit goes
difference.
up, right? Yeah,
There's
no,
a big
it
difference
is.
between.
But you want what you can't have.
Not really.
I think that's it's like growing up as a kid, right? Why do you want to drink? Because you can't have it. Because
Bro, I could go to the bar and order this anytime I want. I'm drinking this here with you.
That's a kid. That's a kid. You're not a kid anymore.
Bro.
You're like twice past the kid age.
Anyway, if this chick doesn't have a plan to at least pay off the cartels and get them to start dealing drugs in the background instead of in the foreground.
That's the one thing I wish they would do.
So
just let them be.
If she doesn't have a plan to do that, Mexico's fuck regardless of what you do with the minimum wage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
does she have a plan for that?
I don't know if she does. I mean, I don't know. I haven't spoken to her.
Bro, but you had she's continuing the legacy of seizing private companies and bringing them back to Mexico.
6 years, right? This president that's leaving has been there 6 years because you serve 1 6-year term. That's all you can. Which, kudos to them for that shit. None of this 4 years and then re-elect another 4 years.
Yeah, we need term limits in this country.
6
Definitely.
years, you're done, right?
Yes.
So he served his 6 years, and
That's
those
great.
6 years, did Mexico go into a deeper hole?
No, but it didn't come out of a hole.
No, but some people benefited from it, right? From having that president. I'm not saying, look, me, I'm not saying I'm rich, but I'm not poor, right? And I don't live in Mexico.
No.
But if I see some of these people benefiting from that guy, right, financially, being able to afford a pack of tortillas maybe every day as opposed to every 2-3 days, well, good for them, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we don't have that issue, but they do.
Yeah.
But if I see that now, I mean, how many people come up to this guy and say, hey, thank you so much for doing what you've done. That extra $100 a month really helps us, right?
Yeah.
And these are people in their 80s, 70s, whatever.
Yeah.
I just look at it as, fuck, it's a help for that country. And then me, knowing that, I'm not Mexican, but I'm very proud of my Hispanic roots. I feel like, hey, we can help some of these people that need it, and we can put food on the table for those folks that, and I'm not talking about like here in the U.S., 20, 30-year-olds having kids so they can get paid thousands, right? I'm talking about an elderly person getting an extra $100 so they can have food on the table every day.
Sure.
Shit. Yeah, if she wants to continue doing something that's going to benefit them, absolutely.
Sure.
That's why I said I don't know what her plan is.
Sure.
But if they're going to continue helping, and I'm not talking about just the elderly, but everybody in general, bringing back beaches to companies owned by Mexico as opposed to all these international companies, which is one of the plans that they were talking about.
Sure.
I would like to see that. I would like to see these Mexican companies, is it going to help Mexico? I don't know. Maybe it will, right? But I'd like to see them, regain, or can't even say retain, control of some of these beautiful beaches and resources that Mexico has.
Yeah.
Right. And I that's why I say I can't say retain because I don't even know that Mexico has control over a lot of those resources, right?
Sure.
But regain, maybe, I don't know. So who knows? We'll see. After, I guess, let's get back in a year and whatever she's done, then we'll go from there.
Sure.
So stay tuned for minute 37 in a year. And then
come back in a year?
Next year on June 9th or 10th.
Yeah.
No, it'll be June and whatever. So a year from today, let's come back and then I'll let you know whether we feel she's done well. But I think so.
Here's the problem. Throughout history, every tyrannical government has always used the greater good as an excuse to seize power for itself. So when you sit here and tell me something like the Mexican government is seizing private companies so it can sprinkle $100 a day in the elderly. So, like, how much of that money are they retaining for the Mexican government?
Oh,
and
shit,
how much
dude.
are they fucking sprinkling on the elderly so that people like you are saying, well, at least they help the elderly. Well, yeah, they help
I
the
would like
elderly,
to see
but-
more of that money sprinkled all over,
Sure.
right? But the truth is, I also know that, Mexico's got its history.
Yeah.
Do I think there's any president that's going to come in and not take a single penny? Fuck no.
Yeah.
I think every single one of them is...
Corrupt.
There's some corruption. I mean, look, there's corruption in every fucking government. There's corruption in our government.
There's a fuck ton
The
of
only
corruption in
difference
our
is,
government.
I've always said, what's the difference between government in Mexico and government in the United States? That we can hide it better. That's it.
Oh, we don't hide it good at all.
No, I think we
It's
do a
in
much
our
better
fucking
job.
face.
We do a much better job than other countries, right?
I don't agree with that at all. You could see the American corruption in the American government every fucking day.
Yeah.
Nancy Pelosi is fucking making
Dude, don't talk about
buying
Nancy.
stocks
Don't talk about Nancy.
on fucking companies,
we're not
and
gonna
she
get-
gets to make the laws
Nobody
that affect
puts
those
Nancy in
companies.
the corner.
Nancy fucking picks which company is going to benefit, buys that stock, and then the stock goes up. Fucking Nancy Pelosi is a better stock trader than Warren Buffett. No, I am 100% serious. Statistically, Nancy
Warren
Pelosi
calls Nancy.
Warren calls
Hey,
Nancy. What are you going to vote this way?
What are you gonna sell? What are you gonna buy?
Yeah. So, no, American government, it does not hide its corruption well. It does not hide it at all.
I think it does a much better job at making people believe so. And I think you see it, but we've always known that you think outside the box in a very conspiracy kind of way, you know.
Yeah.
But a lot of people believe that. I 100% believe that most people believe that our government is like the best ever.
Most people are not bright.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, and that's why I said, I mean, when I say the U.S. government does a better job at hiding it,
Yeah.
I'm telling you what I'm going to say 90% or 85% of the U.S. believes, right?
Sure.
That we do a much better job at hiding this shit than other countries. Anyway, that's besides the point. Look, I just want to get back to Mexico. Period. That's it.
Okay.
I don't want to feel like I'm in danger. I just want to go enjoy the beach.
No, I
At a
agree.
fraction of the
I
price.
miss Mexico. I miss going across. When I used to work in Laredo, I miss going across to Victoria's. I know Victoria's not there anymore. I miss going across and just drinking at the Cadillac bar.
Yeah.
I don't think that's open anymore.
None of that shit is
None of
open.
that
I don't
shit's
think.
open anymore.
I think the only thing left is Mercado. You remember the Mercado?
Is that just where they would sell shit?
Yeah,
You
it's
just
that
walk
one
through?
whole block. It
Yeah.
had all those shops.
Yeah, that's still there.
Yeah, that's still there, but I think, I don't know, it's been a couple of years since I heard this, that they would open like at noon and they close by like 5 or 6. I guess they close before everybody.
You just got to get in and get out.
Yeah, they close before it starts getting darker, and it's at the high risk time, the peak time for cartels to go out there and shoot themselves or so. I don't know.
Yeah. So yeah, unless this chick's got a plan to do something about the cartels, seizing private companies isn't going to help anything.
We're gonna see. I'm telling you, we're gonna come back in a year, and
Okay.
maybe I'll be getting a fucking check from Mexico. Who knows? If I get $100 check from Mexico,
Shit. Then we'll go spend $100, and it's going to go a hell of a lot longer in Mexico than it is here.
I mean, let's face it, money right now.
So
it's still-
$100, you could buy a carton of eggs.
an
and
island.
milk. Yeah, and
I
then
can
in
buy an
Mexico, we
island
can
in
go buy-
Mexico for $100.
One thing I remember is I was in a panderia in Mexico, and a dude walked in and put a nickel on the counter, or I don't know if it was a nickel, but I'm sure it was like some kind of peso. Mm-hmm. And he put it on the counter, and he took a bite of the pan dulce and then put it on a little shelf next to the counter. And I looked at the little shelf, and there was a bunch of pan dulces that all had like a bite out of it. So I don't know if this store had like a special policies that they would let people come in and take a bite out of a discount, but the motherfucker didn't even ask anybody. He just walked up, put his nickel on the thing, went to the tray, took a bite, and then put the fucking thing back on the tray. Maybe they were day old pan dulces or something. I don't know.
Imagine going to a fucking buffet, just
Just take one bite.
grab
and
a
take one
fork,
bite.
grab an egg roll and
Yeah.
a piece of chicken, orange chicken, and then leave $1 and go thanks.
Yeah. So I don't know
So
if
what
that
are you
was.
doing? I gave you $1.
Yeah.
I just had one egg roll
I just had
and
one
a
egg
piece
roll.
of chicken.
Yeah, I didn't pay for the whole buffet.
Yeah,
'cause
no, I
that's
didn't
all
want the whole
wanted.
buffet because I wasn't that hungry.
Yeah.
When I have another $1, I'll be back.
So I could tell by your face you had never seen that, and I had never seen that either, except for that one time. But
No.
I just thought it was interesting.
No, I've never seen that, dude.
Yeah.
And the people were okay with that?
Nobody moved to stop him. There were pan dulces with one bite out of them on that tray.
No shit.
I'm assuming that they're day old pan dulces. Like you can't sell stale pan dulces, but you can sell a bite for like a nickel, I guess.
Well, that's like I was at a bagel place, Chicago Bagel here in San Antonio. Have you ever been there?
No.
So, and they had like day old bagels, and I'm thinking day old bagels were a little cheaper, because they're day old, they're not fresh.
Yeah.
But dude, Dale bagels are still good bagels.
Because the bagel's already hard anyway. It's not
Yeah.
like it's a soft donut.
Yeah, exactly.
Bagels are already kind of chewy in the first place.
Yeah, I love bagels.
Yeah.
But by the way, that place is really good.
Yeah.
It's right there off of who's it? Vance Jackson and
Some shit.
Northwest Military.
We were going to have a podcast guest today, but Shaku had to back out at the last minute. Shaku was doing some work on his truck.
Shaquille O'Neal.
Shaquille O'Neal was doing some work on his truck. He was watching a YouTube video on how to take apart the front end, took off the grill, took off all this shit, and then he got to the end of the video, and the video was like, "Follow us for part 2." And
In
then
6 months.
and then they never posted part 2, so he was kind of fucked, and he's like, "I can't go anywhere. My truck's. I need to put the fucking grill back on the truck."
That sucks, dude.
So that's why Shaku's not
Way
here.
to go, Shaku. Best of luck putting that truck back together. If you can put together a Lego, you can put together the truck.
I guess you could always watch the first video in reverse.
Yeah. Yeah. I hope you put the screws in the right place, buddy.
That's why Shaku's not here.
And in case my sister's watching, Shaku, not Shaquille O'Neal.
No, let your sister believe we have Shaquille O'Neal lined up.
Shaquille O'Neal.
He'll be here eventually.
minute-
He'll be here at minute 37,
37. That's right. Stay tuned.
baby. Or fast forward.
Dude, so, we talked. So this, you remember, the purpose
remember.
of this podcast
I remember.
was to vent
Okay.
about some of the shit that you go through, I go through on a daily basis.
You got something to vent about?
Yes, dude. We're
That's
back
good.
to we're back to square one, man.
With your soccer team?
No staffing.
You know what we should do? Is raise the minimum wage, then you could afford staffing.
I'm gonna take. Hey, Cricket, have you considered going to Mexico? Yeah. I mean,
Hey, you want to buy a new phone? You got to cross this border,
Yeah.
pay the little fucking re-entry fee.
yeah, he's re-entry. For an extra $1.50.
That sucks, man. I'm sorry you're going through that. Yeah, nobody wants to work anymore. But I mean, can you blame them though? Because like even like with my good paying job, it's getting harder and harder to afford anything.
Well, dude, it's funny you mentioned that because here recently, I was, I had to go to a doctor's appointment,
Yeah.
and the doctor says, "Hey, we're gonna send your orders to."
So it's a girl. You're
Yeah.
gonna have a third one.
Yeah, it is.
What are you gonna name this one?
It's a little boy.
Oh, Ben Jr.
It's Ben.
Hey!
It's gonna be a little elephant.
Cheers.
It's a little baby elephant. If you want to stroke the trunk, I'll let you.
Oh, good.
Yeah, you want to just stroke the trunk softly. Come on, let me your hand.
What happened at the doctor's appointment?
Anyway, so the and that was for my brother-in-law because that's the shit he would say.
Stroke the elephant. Stroke the elephant.
He would say.
Is that what he says on Naked Tuesdays?
No.
Stroke the elephant.
He would say something like he would make a joke and he would tell me he's like, "Hey, you're gaining some weight," and I would tell him, "Oh, you are too." And he goes, "That's because I'm pregnant. I'm having an elephant, right?" And I'm like, "What?" And he goes, and then he would pull his pockets out, like the material out of
like
his
the
pockets,
ears.
like the ears. He goes, "Look, check it out." And he goes, "Here are the little ears, and here's the trunk. You want to stroke it?" And I'm like, "Dork." That's why I said, "Yeah, it's a little F, and you want to stroke the trunk?" No, so I go to look, dude. This is a doctor's office.
Okay.
These are nurses, and nurses don't make little money. They make good money.
They make good money, yeah.
Yeah. Well, then, my doctor's complaining over the fact that she's like, man, it's hard to find
Staff.
good staff. She goes, the nursing PAs, right? That's what it's called?
Physician
Yeah.
assistants, yeah.
He goes, nurses, PAs. She goes, what do you call it? CNAs, or...
Clinical nursing assistants.
Yeah.
CNAs are the ones that wipe the ass.
Well, maybe not CNAs. What's, I guess, LVNs. I don't know.
Oh, LVNs, yeah.
What-
RNs are the
RNs. it's-
have the more
yeah.
education. LVNs have the
Yeah.
lesser education.
So but the point is, dude, even so, the clerical staff, everybody, like, she was supposed to send my orders to a specialist, right? Well, nothing got there. And I finally I sent a message on that little app that they have, and I say, hey, do you told me to schedule an appointment, but I keep calling and they tell me that there's nothing there, right?
Yeah.
And so she's like, oh, I'm so sorry. Well, she finally got somebody else to call me. Well, they hadn't sent anything, and it was like 3 days, right?
That sucks.
And then, so then another doctor's visit, 2-3 weeks later, she's like, schedule an appointment with this person, and we'll send you your orders. I call that other doctor and that other clinic, and they're like, oh, no, we need the doctors to send orders before we can actually schedule your appointment. I'm like, well, they already sent them like 3 days ago.
Yeah.
This is the second one, right?
So you're using a specialist or some shit?
Yeah. So it's like, but they needed my doctor's orders to see what they needed to do before they could schedule it, right?
Yeah.
So my point is, it's like you've got these highly paid, highly educated professionals, and
they suck too.
You got the same issue, man. So, and I told you a long time ago, our friend, she's no longer at USA, but dude, USA is a good paying company.
Yeah.
And same thing, man.
It laid a bunch of people off.
Well, now they did, but I mean, we're talking 2-3 years back.
Oh yeah.
This all goes back, 2 years, and that's why I said this is why we started this podcast to vent our frustrations, and just when we think we're making some progress, everything goes back to shit,
Yeah.
So it sucks, dude.
You know what we do at minute 37 is coming up quick? Minute 37 is when we pause for the cause, because I'm on empty, baby.
Oh, okay. Well, folks,
I'm glad you fast forward to this point, because you get to watch Johnny Wake walk up and make his little joke where he sticks
but
his
in all
face in.
seriousness, at minute 40, something really cool is going to happen, so don't go away.
Yeah. We just had to move it because we were empty. It's okay. Don't leave us. We need you. As we inch closer to minute 40, you will see that Zesty has just magically reappeared on the bench.
On the what?
The bench.
Oh, I thought you said on the beach. I'm like, who are you talking about, dude?
She's down there. You don't see her?
Hey, Monica. Hello, Ms. Lewinsky.
We were talking about San Marcos, and you went to Southwest University.
So, I went to Texas State.
Texas State.
When it was Southwest Texas State University. And I think I mentioned this before, that one of my buddies, the one that actually had the birthday a few days back,
Yeah.
fucker comes up to me and he goes, dude, so since they changed the name of your university and it doesn't exist anymore, does that mean that you technically don't have a college degree? I'm like, fuck yeah.
Yes.
I'm like, that's exactly what that means. So I'm going to go back to kindergarten now. I'm going to start all over again.
Billy Madison.
Can I get my Crayolas back? But anyway, so you were saying it's a party school. Mm-hmm. The truth is, look, every college
Is a party
is
school.
a party school,
Yeah.
right? Now,
But Southwest had a special reputation.
it did. It had a reputation for being a party school. And so, you brought up a good point. You said, isn't that... Now, I don't know if that is still the case or not.
Back in the day.
Back in my day, you would go, you would party, you would have a great time. But by midnight...
all the bars closed.
Yeah, dude. Everything closed by midnight. And it was like, dude, that's bullshit, right? And so...
So I was attending school in Austin, and all the damn San Marcos kids would show up on 6th Street right at midnight, or right at 12:30, because they all left the bars in San Marcos and drove to Austin. But you're saying that not everyone would drive to Austin.
Correct. Not everyone would drive to Austin. And so there was a lot of parties that would happen. And people wouldn't show up to these parties till... 11:30 or midnight, right when they knew that the bars were going to close. You would take off, you'd go buy some beer, and then you'd go to the parties. So because, remember, so you've got San Marcos, and then you've got all these parties happening, right?
Yeah.
And then you've got Austin,
Yeah.
and all these parties happening at this university, at their UT, right? Or
Yeah.
there's a few universities, but you've got everything's concentrated around either the UT or 6th Street area, downtown. Let's
Sure.
call it that, right? So, in the grand scheme of things, you don't see it as a party place.
Because it's concentrated.
over here in San Marcos, it was concentrated into just that. Mm-hmm. And so just, if you throw 10 parties,
Yeah.
it seemed like there was 10 parties in here versus 10 parties in here, right?
Yeah.
And so this is why a lot of people thought it's a party. I mean, don't get me wrong. There was a lot of fucking partying,
Yeah.
right?
So it was kind of like when you have a pile of ants in your yard and you run over it with the lawnmower. Then all of a sudden the next day, instead of having one mound of
You end up
ants,
with, like-
you have ants all over your entire yard.
That's-
That's what San Marcos is.
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
And so, but also, like you said, everything closes at midnight. So what do? Well, that doesn't
to
mean you
somebody's
stop.
house.
Exactly. You go to somebody's house and to somebody else's house, and the next thing you know, it's like, where are you going to go? Well, so-and-so's having a party, so-and-so's having a party, so-and-so's having a party. Well, you kick people out of partying at midnight, and you end up with, 10 different parties.
Sure.
Because everybody was like, hey, dude, let's get together at my place. Let's get together at my place.
Sure.
And next thing you know. So, again, was it a party school? Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like any other university. I mean, still proud of it. Still proud of the fact that we had that reputation.
It's not a bad reputation to have.
No, it
mean-
wasn't. That and we always did say we had the women with the best legs.
Oh,
But if you notice where our library was, it's like, dude, you had to climb this damn hill
Oh.
to get up to the library.
so
I mean, nobody went there to study. It was just a lot of empty rooms,
yeah.
which, you could study in if you're into that sort of shit. Nah, but it was a great university. It was fun. So, anyway.
That's nice.
Now, as big as it's gotten recently, I don't doubt it that there's a lot more partying happening at that place.
Yeah. Do they still close the ballers at midnight in San Marcos?
That's a great question, man. I don't know.
I hope not, because there was a lot of people driving drunk from San Marcos to Austin, from San Marcos to San Antonio, because instead of going to a house party, they wanted to drive drunk
Yeah.
to stay at a bar that still had 2 more hours to drink in. Because I would be at 6th Street, and all of a sudden, like, all the damn San Marcos kids would show up.
Yeah.
It's like, fuck. There's fucking San Marcos again, fucking everything up.
Wow. All this time I was thinking we were welcome there.
No, it was fine. It didn't matter.
Well, it's-
I was just talking shit.
I'll tell you, I didn't go to 6th Street that much, man.
No, 6th Street was fun.
Well, I mean, don't get me wrong. I went there plenty of times.
Halloween on 6th Street was fucking amazing.
It was.
Because people would fucking show the fuck out. You could just sit there and just watch everybody.
That's what
Because
we
it
would
was
do.
almost like a fucking parade.
That's exactly
Yeah.
what we would do, dude. On Halloween,
Yeah.
we would go down to 6th Street. I would go with a couple of friends.
Mm-hmm.
And like she wasn't much of a drinker. In fact, I don't even know that she wasn't a drinker at all.
Yeah.
She might have one drink, and she was one of those that would milk it the whole evening, right?
Mm-hmm.
But we would go there just to people watch on
Yeah.
Halloween, man. It was fun.
My favorite costume was it was a group of people dressed as trees, and like I guess they just cut down branches because they just had like all these branches coming straight up off of them, and they would walk for a little bit, and they would all stop and congregate together, and then they would just sit there and sway. And then they walk some more, and then they'd stop again, and they'd sit there and sway. This was back in the day when like the prequels were coming out for Star Wars, and I saw a motherfucker with like a movie realistic lightsaber back before those things were common. Like they only had the damn ones that would like click out when you like hit it
Yeah.
like that. But this motherfucker had like one of those expensive $300 ones where it would turn on and everybody was
The noise and everything.
yeah, the noise and
Wow.
everything. A lot of slutty women just with tits out, ass out.
That was horrible. I
Yeah.
hated that.
You don't want to take your kids to 6th Street on Halloween, but
Unless
lot of
your
creative-
kids, unless your kids are over 21.
yeah, a lot of very creative costumes. It was always fun to go to 6th Street for Halloween.
I saw this one guy who made the Empire State Building out of boxes, I guess.
And then he was that's
Very
what he was.
detailed,
Yeah.
right? But then he had a like with a wire. He made like a little toy helicopter, right? And then he had a little stuffed monkey on the side. So it was King Kong going up the
Yeah,
Empire State Building.
That's crazy.
And the little helicopter. And since it was like on a wire, whenever he would move, that helicopter would just kind of like go around. It looked really
Yeah.
neat, dude.
Speaking of boxes, I saw a dude that had a box and like 2 like U-shaped things cut out like and then his face is right here, and the box said mammogram machine. so stick your tits right here.
Did you do it?
I didn't know.
Oh.
He didn't want to look at my tits.
Oh.
We went me and my friend group went as Alice in Wonderland. I was the Mad Hatter. My friend Beef dressed up as the caterpillar.
Oh yeah.
He did blue face paint and blue bodysuit. Joe's girlfriend was Alice. He was a card. He had like the most boring costume out of all of us. And who else was there? And then Brad was the fucking rabbit.
I was gonna say, what about the rabbit? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And so then we ran into another fucking Alice in Wonderland group, and I wanted to fight
funny,
him.
dude? I never dressed up when I went.
Bro,
I was
missed
just
out.
there to. I was there to see the costume.
I know you didn't even want to dress up on Fancy Day, and Fancy Day was your damn idea.
Yeah, that's a good point. No, but I would just go to watch these people
Yeah.
do it, man. It was just a lot of fun.
It's fun to watch. It's fun to participate. It's fun to do everything.
So, to your point, we didn't have that in San Marcos, so we would have to go to Austin for that shit.
Yeah.
So, but it was fun. Would I go back? I told my wife, I said, maybe one day I'll be one of those cool old men that gets
those
to
old
hang-
men are not cool.
You know what? We saw a few, and my wife and I were like, "Oh, that's pretty cool." Like old couple, just kind of chilling. I mean, very, very chill,
Yeah.
And I thought, hey, I want to be that when I grow up.
You want to bring a lawn chair and just watch kids walk by?
No, they were actually hanging out at a bar, dude, drinking. Just enjoying the fact that they can say, "Fuck you guys, we don't have to go anywhere." It's like somebody said, "Man, Austin traffic is horrible." Yes, Austin traffic is horrible, but when you're a retiree, guess what? You're not out during the day. You're just chilling
retired.
at home. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You're retired.
I'm ready to retire right now. I don't think. I still have 3 kids that are going to go through college, so my life won't let me retire. But I'm ready to retire right now.
I saw. I think I don't know if I told you, I saw a video, like a little meme that said that somebody told this person, "You can retire when your bank account looks like a phone number." He goes, "The day you."
My bank account will never look like a phone number.
And so this person said, "Okay, well, I mean, does 911 count?" So,
I've exceeded 911, so
yeah,
I'm ready to retire.
yeah, exactly. I've got twice that. I've got $18.22. Hey, you know what? A lot of people say if I were to hit the lotto, I'd retire right now. I'd quit working.
Yeah. I probably still work because I wouldn't want people to know I won the lotto. I'd yeah, my job lets me afford a Tesla truck. Yeah, my job lets me afford a fucking vacation every fucking year.
No, but I mean, you can retire and do your own thing.
What's my own thing, though?
I don't know. Figure
This?
something out.
This is
I don't
my
know, buy
own thing?
real estate.
Oh, I already own real estate.
Buy more.
I'll go buy more.
There you
My first experience on 6th Street, I was a fucking high school kid in Corpus Christi. And,
Tattoo.
no, we didn't get it. I could be buried in a Jewish cemetery, baby. I don't have a single tattoo on my body. I know you got the bull right there.
Well, that's where I got it. I was on 6th Street.
You're on 6th Street. So I was in high school in Corpus, and my friend group wanted to go see the Flame Trick Subs at the Black Cat Lounge. So we drove from Corpus. I was the one that had the car. So we drove from Corpus to Austin, went to the Black Cat Lounge. They don't card at the Black Cat Lounge. We were kids. We should not have been drinking. But they sold Mickeys, and we bought Mickeys, and I got fucked up. The thing about the Black Cat Lounge is it was a dump. It was a fucking dive. And the girls' room didn't have the doors that closed on the stalls. So my friend that was a girl made me stand in front of the fucking...
Make yourself look large.
I was a door.
Yeah.
Yeah, make yourself look large. So I was facing out while she peed, and I had to stand there to make sure nobody fucked with her because it was a dump. And we drove home drunk afterwards, and that was the first time I ever fell asleep driving. I woke up, and I was like in the middle of the damn road. I was like, fuck. So I pulled off, and we just slept on the side of the road until I sobered up enough to drive back to Corpus Christi.
Shit, dude.
Black Cat Lounge burned down. It no longer exists. But that bar was my favorite fucking bar because they did not card, and fuck, they serve high schoolers.
There was one bar that we used to go to. And, gosh, what was it called? It wasn't off of 6th Street. It was like Congress and like 7th or Congress and 8th or something like that. But it was Paraíso, I think. Or I can't remember what it was called. But it was Spanish. It was like a lot of 90s rock music,
Yeah.
like Spanish rock music, right?
Sure.
A lot of Maná, a lot of Enanitos Verdes,
Yeah.
a lot of that stuff. So we would go there for that and salsa,
Yeah.
salsa merengue. It was a great little club to go to. But you would park anywhere and then walk 6th Street and then over to 7th and up and down. It's like everything else. What was that other Toulouse? There was that bar up there.
I never went to Toulouse. I went to the library because it was funny because you could say, "Oh, tell
Go
your
to
parents
the-
you're going to the library," and it was a bar.
Yep.
And I don't remember all the places I would go. I was usually drunk. You usually just bar hop. You'd go to
Yeah.
one and nothing would happen, so you go to the next one till it got fun.
There was one that we used to go to. It was one street over north of 6th. It was so I guess 5th Street, right?
Sure.
But it was close to 35. It was real ghetto, dude. But it would stay open till like 3 or 4. They would
Oh.
black out the windows.
Oh,
Yeah, they would black out the windows, and people would you. So everything would close at 2, right? Mm-hmm. You could drink till 3 there,
yeah.
and then they would kick everybody out at 4.
Wow.
It was fun.
So Austin had a lot of that shit going on because there was a coffee bar that was close to my house off Old Torf, and they were a
Is that where you
legitimate.
lived off of? Old
I
Port?
lived off of Old Torf, and they were a legitimate coffee bar, but I guess they got shut down by the city. They didn't pay something, and so they no longer could legally sell
You
coffee.
didn't grease the wheels, man.
But they still paid rent, so they still own the little area. They still had the shop there, so you would go in, but you would have to like know somebody to get in, and then you could buy coffee. They weren't selling alcohol. They weren't doing anything illegal. It was a little coffee bar, but like they were illegally selling coffee because they didn't have the permit from the city to sell coffee. So the windows, like you said, the windows were all blacked out.
Yeah.
You would just kind of go. You weren't allowed to park in the parking lot. You had to park somewhere and then walk there. But it was like the spot because you knew you were doing something you shouldn't be doing.
So there's that Chevron or something, that gas station on 5th and 35.
Sure.
Right under the highway, right? It's like half a block from there,
Yeah.
going towards Congress from 35. That's where that place was. And I remember
one?
that one that I was telling you about, that it's like real shady.
The 90s.
Yeah, this
Rock?
No. The one that I told you could stay there till 3
Oh,
or 4.
okay.
But I saw once all these people going in, right?
Yeah.
But when we went the first time, they're like, no, it's a private party.
Yeah.
It wasn't a private party. You had to know somebody.
You had to know
right?
somebody again, yeah.
Next time I go, I'm there. I'm partying with my cousin and some of her friends.
Yeah. So
That's
they
how
knew
we
somebody.
got it. Well,
Yeah.
no, it's just my cousin, and she was with like 3
If you
or
have
4
hot
of her
chicks,
female friends,
they'll
very
let all
attractive
the hot
girls.
chicks
All of a
in,
sudden,
yeah.
it's like, she's like, "Can we come in?"
Of
The guy's
course.
like, "Yeah, come on in."
Yeah.
And there was 3 guys with him, so they're like, "Yeah."
Yeah. No.
Guilty by association.
You can
right?
always get in places with hot chicks.
Yeah,
That's,
so-
even if there's a long line, if you got hot chicks with you, they will let you straight in. Yeah.
Of course, that's everywhere. Because I remember, do you remember us talking about Forensi's in Laredo? That was the case even then.
Yeah.
You had the outdoor, and then occasionally they would open the indoor, and then up on top there was, you could walk around, but then they had like a VIP little
area.
private area, right? And I remember the first time I took my cousin, she's like, "Yeah, what's back there?" I'm like, "Oh, it's a little VIP, whatever." Next thing you know, she's like, "Hey, you want to come up here?" I'm like, no, I'd never go up there, right? I'm just here with a,
I'm not a VIP.
I'm just here with a riffraff,
Yeah.
right? And she's like, no, come up here. And
no,
I'm
they're
like-
asking me to come in.
and so I go up there, and the guy's like, "Oh, sorry," and he stops me, and she turns around, she's like, "Oh, he's with me." I'm like, "Wait, hold on, I'm here every fucking weekend. She's
Yeah.
only here once
Yeah.
a year."
Yeah. She's
And-
better looking than you.
Yeah, that might have something to do with it. I don't think so, Maru. I'm pretty good looking. But again, those are fun times, man.
Yeah.
And so, like I said, that's how my tattoo happened. I don't know.
Oh, at 6th Street.
Yeah,
That's funny.
some guy named
That's
Raven. That was the name.
That sounds like Austin. That is the most Austin story I've ever heard.
Yeah.
Some dude named Raven gave me a tattoo.
Yeah. So it's this tattoo parlor, right? And I'm thinking, oh, look, I mean, if I'm going to get a tattoo, I'm going to get it done from a reputable, well, I say reputable. Something that looks pretty.
So
legit,
the windows
right?
were all blacked out.
No, it looked like a legit place, right? And so I'm like, okay. So I go in there, and there's like this door, right? And I'm like, this must be it. So I go in there and I tell the guy, I'm like, hey, am I able to get a tattoo? And he goes, yeah, man, come on in. Turns out that I walked into there was two places, and I walked into the wrong one. That one had nothing to do with the cool looking one, right? And so,
Well, then they were smart to place their tattoo
Yes,
shop
they
next to
did.
the good one because, like,
yeah, like I never found how the fuck to get to that top one, right? VIP again, you know?
but you found the place that's like, come in, little boy.
Yeah, so
we'll
I'm
give you a
kidding. It's
tattoo.
like, so they have all these pictures, and I'm like, well, I want something like this. And the guy's like he doesn't talk much, young guy. But he shows me. I'm like, oh, that one's look. You think it'll look good? I'm like, okay.
Raven.
I'm like, is this gonna hurt? And he goes,
Yes.
like he won't talk, dude. I'm like, all right. Is it gonna hurt a lot? And like, it was a lot of nodding from him.
Yeah.
And then
That's hilarious.
he give me the sheet to where I have to attest and sign that waiver saying that I'm not
drunk.
I'm not drunk. I'm like, that's the only way I'm gonna get a fucking tattoo, dude. Let's face it.
If you're
Right?
super drunk.
Yeah, and so
But you know it bleeds more when you're drunk because the alcohol thins your blood.
well, that's why they make you sign that damn waiver,
Yeah.
right? That way, if you fucking bleed to that, you can go, well, he signed saying
He said he wasn't drunk.
Yeah, how was I supposed to know?
I want the ball.
I thought he was just stupid like that.
Give me the ball.
I didn't realize he was drunk. I thought he was just a moron. So that's how I got my fucking tattoo, right?
That's hilarious.
So
That's awesome. That's a good tattoo story, though.
Yeah. So
But no.
that's how I got my tattoo. I walked away, and next thing you know, at the end, he does say, "You know, anybody who needs one, just let me know. Here's my card." And he gives me his card that says Raven, right? And it's got like a phone number. That's it. No address. It's like one of those something you see from like one of those.
Assassins/tattoos.
Yeah, exactly. Like you see it on
You need somebody dead or you
something
need a
out of
tattoo?
John Wick. You know, it's just got a phone number. It's like, who am I asking for? Just call.
Just say Raven.
Just say you need to speak to Raven.
Do you need your house painted or you need a tattoo? That's from a movie.
Call Raven.
That's from a movie, a gangster movie. I hear you paint houses. That means like you shoot them in the head and the blood
Oh, yeah.
splatters on the wall. Yeah. You
Yeah,
paint
that
houses.
was me. Hey, Raven. What other things do you do? I paint houses.
Oh, so we went to a wedding that was
Free
for
tattoos?
No, not free tattoos, but it was my kids. The whoever runs the kids' church, she was getting married, and she invited all the kids in her church group. So my kids were invited. So we were invited by proxy. So we showed up, and they had a big mariachi band, and they played, and then they handed out cards, and fucking the dude handed out his cards, and it said mariachi, lawn care, lawnmower maintenance, non-licensed electrical work. So this motherfucker did everything. So 1 year, like fucking, I never hired him for mariachi, but like 1 year, I bought my wife a Husqvarna. Don't ever fucking buy your wife a Husqvarna.
What the hell's a Husqvarna?
It's a lawnmower. It's got a big H on it.
Oh,
It looks like a Honda, but it's a Husqvarna.
okay.
And those things fucking suck because it'll work great the first year, but then when you put it in storage or put it in the garage, you pull it out the next year that you need to fucking mow the lawn, it no longer works. So the first time it no longer worked, I called the dude because I still had the card.
Yeah.
And he showed up and he fixed it instantly. He was like, boom.
Yeah.
Apparently you're supposed to drain the gasoline out before you put it in storage or it'll fuck it up. But
Never done that shit.
you never. I know most lawnmowers you just stick them in the garage, but
Yeah.
not the Husqvarna. It's delicate. Anyway, so I'm like, so you do mariachi? He's like, so he's leaving it, and I'm looking at the card. And I'm like, so you doing lawnmower repair? He's like, yeah. And you do lawnmower maintenance? He goes, yeah. And you do like not licensed electrical work? He goes, yeah. I'm careful. I'm
He
not
goes,
licensed, but
I
I'm
paint
careful.
houses also.
No, he doesn't say that. And then he said, and he goes, and I'm like, and he goes, and I'm like, oh, and you do mariachi, and he does the best fucking grito in the fucking history of the world.
No shit.
And he gets his car, rides away, and I'm like, bro, this is the greatest fucking dude ever.
He rode away to the sun.
He rode away into the sunset, and
You're-
I
you're
never. Yeah, like the end of Shane.
Yeah.
Shane. So, and then I lost his card, or else I would have hired him for all the mariachi needs I needed.
Dude, I'm pretty sure if you type in everything he does, he'll come up there. He'll be the first one up there. Julio. Hey, Julio.
But that
remember me?
motherfucker did
I'm the guy.
everything.
He goes, oh, you're the pendejo del Batanjascabara, huh?
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, man, that's me.
So, we're nearing the end of the session because the little thing turned red instead of green.
What little thing turned red?
At the top,
Oh, but that's nothing, man.
there's nothing.
I have no idea what the fuck you're talking about.
I just don't. You might be running
still
out of
recording,
room.
dude.
It's still recording right
Yeah.
now.
So if we happen to like disconnect or hang up or whatever it is, that
Pretend like you're seeing
Have
The
a seat.
Sopranos like
Yeah.
we did last time.
fade to black. Well, that's kind of how this guy was, dude. Except this guy didn't have anything on his card. Unlike Julio, who
Just
had
a phone
everything.
number.
Mine was just like Raven. On one side it said Raven,
And then the phone number. On
and
the
it was
other
like yellow letters on a black card, and then the other side was a phone number.
Yeah.
That was it.
side. That's pretty hardcore.
Dude, that was. And I remember I kept that card forever. I'm like, Raven. I mean, dude, somebody could have just like found that card in my wallet and said, who the fuck is this guy associated with a card that just says Raven and a phone number in the back?
Don't fuck with me.
You know, earlier this week,
Don't make me call Raven.
earlier this week, I saw funniest videos. You know, I'm not on TikTok all the time. You know, I'm one of those.
Don't lie to people.
I'm in denial about this shit. I'm not on TikTok all the time, just 7 hours a day.
Yeah.
Every day. Except on Saturdays and Sundays, I'm on 12 hours. But no, I saw this video, and this is what I want to do when I die. Okay. He said, when I die, I want to hire 5 Italian guys. Have you seen that one?
I saw that one.
He
The
goes,
boss.
he goes, I
We'll
wanna
miss you,
hire
boss.
5 Italian guys to come in like black suits, just come up to my mask, to my casket and say, we're going to miss you, boss.
Yeah.
He goes, just so other people can look
And
at
just
it
sit in the back of the church.
What kind of shit
What the fuck was Dad
he
into?
involved in? Yeah.
What was Dad doing?
Dude, I saw that. I was like, that's so fucking clever, dude. All cool with that shit.
Did you know there's professional mourners? You can hire mourners for your
Because nobody's
funeral.
going to fucking miss me. So
Nobody's gonna fucking miss you.
nobody's going to miss me when
I'd
I'm gone.
miss you. I'd cry the fuck if you ever died. I would cry my fucking eyes out. But no, you can hire mourners, and it's like
Can I hire you? Or will you do it for free?
I do it for free.
Oh, thanks, man.
If you're a funeral,
That
yeah, I
means
do
a
it
lot.
for free. But like the pay rate, like if you want me to just show up, it's this. If you want me to cry a little bit, it's this. If you want me to like cry like my fucking child just died, it's like this much. Like and they'll show up to your funeral and like fucking cry.
So they charge by the amount of liquid that comes out of
They
your body?
charge by the amount of mourning that they do at your. If you want them to throw themselves on the grave, there's much money.
Dude.
I mean, people got to make a living, man. It's a
Don't tell-
2024.
Don't tell my wife this, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to hire this, like,
The mafiosos.
mafiosos and women.
We'll miss you, boss.
No.
Oh, the one
gonna have, like-
big titty fake bitch.
Yeah.
The fake big titty bitch sitting with the fucking.
She gets started, Papi, no te vayas.
Who the fuck are you?
Yeah. I'm like, let's make Dateline happen, baby. Kill that woman.
Anyway,
If I'm gonna go away, you're going with me. Except you're going to jail. I mean,
all I ask for my wife is to be buried next to me.
that's very
even
John,
if she's alive.
That's very John Wick, dude. To have like
Which one?
just Italian guys just go,
We'll miss
We're
you,
gonna
boss.
miss you, boss.
You were the best there was in the game.
yeah, and then just walk out,
Just sit in the back of the church,
get inside black Cadillacs and walk away, drive
away.
into the sunset
like Julio.
like Julio and Raven. Have Raven show up.
Just nod. One single tear and
Yeah.
just nod. And then just get in the Cadillac and drive away.
Have a single tear tattooed on Julio
Hala.
or Raven. Just this is what I'm crying for him. It's permanent. Oh, I could have Kat Von D show up to my funeral. Hey, Kat Von D, if you're listening, will you please come to my funeral?
Bro.
What? I could have Kat Von D come by.
I think she's
Dude,
out of your
don't
price
stop
range.
me. Don't stop me, okay? It's my fantasy.
I'm sure you could get Jenny 6'9". She's probably like scrounging for. Oh, I saw a Jenny 6'9" meme, and I meant to send it to
is
you.
she out there again, dude?
No, but like we were talking about it on the podcast, and then I looked her up. I put Jenny 6'9", and then like you know how Google fills it in for you.
Today
And
is Jenny 6'9" Day.
It is Jenny 6'9" day.
Congratulations, Jenny.
Today is your day. So I put in Ginny 69, and then Google like said meme. So I'm like, yeah, I want to see the Ginny 69 meme, and I clicked on it,
Was it funny?
and it's got a picture of her without makeup, and she looks fucking nasty. And it says, "Your sister without makeup," and then it shows her in the video that you fucking showed me, and it's like your sister with makeup, and it's like, fuck, this bitch is fucking nasty unless she's like caked the fuck on with makeup.
Sorry, Jenny, we didn't mean that. But
I meant it.
But that's fair.
It does.
But today's your day, so celebrate it.
Celebrate Ginny 69.
Yeah. Anything else, man?
I think we're at the end.
That's what she said.
We're at the point where
We're at the point of no return.
we're at the point where you sit where she says, "Just hurry up and finish." All right.
It's a 6'9", not 7'1". It's a 6'9" with 2.
It's not +1.
What was it remember that show?
I don't know.
Orange is the New Black.
Yeah.
What was the quote they used to have on there?
I don't know. The animals.
2 in the pink, 1 in the stink.
Oh, that's not from that show. That's from everywhere. That's the
No, but
shocker.
I know, but
That's the shocker.
They used to use that on that show a lot.
Okay, well that's
show,
not from that show.
Brought it back.
No, that's not from that show. That's from.
I'm not saying it is. I'm saying it brought it back.
Okay, 2 in the pink, 1 in the stink. That's what.
Oh,
You're late.
you're like
We almost ended this. You're late,
You're like 10
motherfucker.
episodes late. Damn it!
Thanks.
Way to go, man.
Thanks for showing up.
We've been waiting for you for the last 10 episodes.
Fucking Julio.
Julio. Oh, and by the way, Julio also does what's called volunteer firefighting.
He does.
It's on his card. And I think Raven's in the back.
Yes.
So-
He's,
Well, I'm not going to say anything to end this podcast. I'm going to turn it over to Testy because Testy always complains about the fact that I always end up on a negative note. So I'm not
Oh.
going to say anything negative. We're going to go back, and before we sign off, we're going to say the future does look bright. And if you have some time and this next week, after you finish watching our podcast, go in and read up a little bit about the Holy Roman Empire. It's very, very interesting.
because from
Just
now
saying.
on, that's all we'll be talking about.
The
No,
whole-
you weren't. I know you're not on the internet. Like, so fucking. There was like a whole.
Dude, I finished Google.
You finished Google.
I started with
How
the
does it
H,
end?
with a Z's.
Oh, fuck. There was like a. You remember, like. Okay, so there's trends on the internet that come and go. And there was a trend where, like. That's what she said. There was a trend where, like, women would ask their men, "How often do you think about the Holy Roman Empire?" He's like, "Not that much." And she's like, "No, you actually think about the Holy Roman Empire?" "Well, yeah, I do." And then, like, the joke was, like, every man thinks about the Holy Roman Empire, like, multiple times a day. And, like, my kids asked me, because it was a trend. So they're like, "Dad, do you think about the Holy Roman Empire?" I'm like, "What the fuck are you even talking about?" So then they had to show me, like, all the videos where, like, women were asking their husbands, "How often do you think about the Holy Roman Empire?" And they're like, "Well, not often. How much is a normal amount?" "Just like a few times a day." It's like, not often. And it's like fucking. And that was the trend for like a little bit.
I guess I missed those videos.
You miss a lot of
Yeah.
trends.
Yeah.
You miss a lot of trends. You're not
But I
on
know about
TikTok.
Jenny 6'9".
You do know about Ginny 69. You
Yep.
taught me about Ginny 69.
You're
I had to
welcome.
read up on Buchona culture. I didn't even know there was a
You're
whole
welcome.
Buchona movement.
Not to be confused with La Chona, which is a great song. Anyway, all right. We leave you with the Holy Roman Empire.
To Got's Iron Hand.
Salud.
Salud. See you in 3 weeks.
Oh yeah, Father's Day. Yeah. See you in 3 weeks, folks.
We'll either have Diana or Shaku. We'll have somebody, or it'll just be us. More than likely, it'll be us. But it'll be either Shaku, Diana.
It'll be
Chicano?
Chicano,
Chicano,
Shaquille O'Neal,
La Concha,
La Chaka Khan,
La Tuna.
La Tuna, Huele Tuna, La Tunalga.
My
But we'll
ass
be
does
here.
not smell like tuna fish.
I never said tuna fish. I said tuna.
Okay.
Well, you know what tuna is?
No.
A prickly pear.
Oh.
You know what a prickly?
The little bloom on the prickly pear.
It's purple, dude.
Yeah, the little purple bloom on the prickly pear.
On the cactus.
On the pear, yeah, the prickly pear on the cactus.
Get your shit right, dude.
Okay.
It's the little purple thing on the cactus. Can't take them anywhere. Sorry, Raven.
Don't touch it. You'll fucking get spikes in
Yeah.
your hand.
Yeah, and then, but I think Julio on the card it says
picks them?
like cactus thorn removal. So, thank you, Julio, for all you do.
All you need is WD-40 and a lighter and just and then it just cleans all the needles off.
This is good.
No, I don't know. I'm giving bad advice to the YouTube audience.
Yeah.
You motherfuckers stopped 3 minutes ago or fucking...
Inject yourself with bleach.
Get the fuck
No,
out of
don't
here.
do that. Don't do that. I was just kidding. Luckily, this video is not made for kids. But anyway, with that, folks, have a great week.
Cheers.
Salud. The future does look bright. Okay, here, let me turn it off.
You gotta get up. You can't see it, but his fingers touching the little
finger is
button.
touching the stop button. Which I want. Okay, I gotta get up and do it.
Bye. Have a good week. Have a good 3 weeks. There he is. What's he doing? Bye.